So Ted Cruz is running for re-election in the Senate. He's currently going to, because he's still in his first term. He's still in his first term. Oh God. Oh my God. Yeah, just think of all the stuff he's done so far. He shut down the government. He's lied constantly. Secular Talks covered his lies in detail. And I just can't stand Ted Cruz. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Um, But currently a primary was held yesterday for his main opponent, and about 1 day later he releases his first campaign ad called If You're Gonna Run in Texas. Yes, this is a country song filled with redneck slang like that. And I actually got the transcript off of a conservative website called conservativedailynews.com because I wanted to make sure I was getting the true experience of Ted Cruz's newest campaign ad. So let's go. If you're gonna run in Texas, you can't be a liberal man. First line, good to know what Ted Cruz thinks about free speech. Okay, I kid. 'Cause liberals is not the spirit of a Lone Star man. He just attempted to rhyme man with man. It's like something a 5-year-old would do. And that's not even his most painful rhyme in this. And by the way, the song's about a minute. If you actually look at the time the ad spent singing it, and about half of that's just the I'm Ted, just the typical stuff in ads. That's not even the worst rhyme in it. You gotta be tough as Texas. What does that even mean? And honest about your... Hearing Ted Cruz talk about honesty. Remember, one of Ted Cruz's first acts as a senator was a government shutdown. And then when that happened, he went out there. He shut down the government in, I believe, 2013. And then he went out there and said, oh, I'm against this Harry Reid, because back when Reid was still Senate Democrat leader, I'm against this Chuck Schumer, Harry Reid shutdown. When he shut it down. He said regulating money in politics is repealing the First Amendment. He said Obamacare is like net neutrality for the internet. I don't even know what that means, and I'm sure it's a lie. And it just goes on and on and on. I can go through every single lie he's ever told. But we don't have all day. And may I remind you, by the way, his first real government job was he was working on George W. Bush's campaign back in 2000. The honest man, George W. Bush. Okay, back to the song. If you're gonna run in Texas, you can't be a liberal man. Now this is specifically about his campaign opponent. I remember reading stories liberal Robert wanted to fit in, so he changed his name to Beto and hit it with a grin. Okay, he's talking about how his opponent has a nickname, in which case, may I remind you, so does Ted Cruz. His real name is like Raphael Edward Cruz, and he shortened it to Ted. It's a nickname based off his middle name, by the way. It doesn't even go by his first name. Raphael, because, you know, that's too Mexican. Like, I think either he or his parents are immigrants from Cuba. And I believe they even only got here because of wet foot, dry foot policies, which literally are just open borders for Cubans. It's essentially saying, you got 1 foot on dry land, okay, you're an American now. So remember that, by the way. So the next line is, Beto wants those open borders. Open borders are the only reason you're an American citizen, sir, even though you're even technically not, considering how he was born in Canada. And by the way, he claimed when he was called out on this that he was an immigrant from Cuba. I don't even know if he was or not. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a lie. Just everything about Ted Cruz annoys me, if you cannot tell. But okay, let's just continue on. And wants to take our guns. Yeah, that's just their first attack ad, by the way. Oh, he wants to take our guns away. No. No one does, and even the ones who do know they can't. And then this is my favorite. Not a chance he'll get a vote from millions of Texans. Now the song goes, Texans! So it sort of rhymes with guns. It still doesn't, and Ted Cruz is an idiot for thinking it does, and just, oh god. For the love of God, if you live in Texas, vote out Ted Cruz. Here are some more things about Ted Cruz. He's a theocrat. He said that he's, quote, a Christian first and an American second. So how can you be trusted in the United States Senate then if you don't really consider yourself an American first? He also says that he wants to kill the leader of Iran. He's a gigantic war hawk, and I am not making this up. In Texas, when he was Attorney General, he tried to uphold a ban on dildos. I'm Ephrom, and good night.